All right, so here's what I've been waiting for. I know there's a lot of um, controversy around these, only because of the fact that the test bike that somebody had, they held on to for quite a long time. Really didn't do much with it, and there's just zero information on these things at all. I don't think anybody, at least that I've seen, has any dyno information or anything like that. Granted, I'm not going to for a little while because for whatever reason I can't seem to find a dyno that's near me that does motorcycles. So at some point the goal is to take this to go get dynoed. So anyways, this is what we're looking at right here. So these are OEM blank cams that they order, that they custom grind. These are the OEM cams, and we're just going to do a quick run through. So first of all, you also get a cam spec card. So as you can see, it does say 2020, but it's the same engine, no big deal. So lobe lift is 257, which is OEM lift, and valve clearance, as you can see, they do have specs on valve clearance that they provide for you. And then duration is 236 degrees, which is a 0.05 degree increase, I believe. Yeah. And then OEM duration is 218. So, talking to them, they say valve spring kit not necessary, which is a good thing because they don't really exist. Good luck finding them. I have yet to find any. Maybe somewhere in the Indian or East Asian market, but no one makes them anymore. So that's great. So looking at these come with this, exactly what you see, which is an OEM unit. Even the cam sprocket and everything. Let's see, is there a difference between these? Let's line these up real quick. Okay. All right, looks exactly the same. Markings are all the same. I would say that this is machined differently. Looks a little different. I wonder if this is a different material or a different grade material. That's interesting. They appear to be the same. This is radiused at least. And then looking from the cam perspective, we'll line these up. Looking from the cam perspective, we have obviously cams. There is the oil jet inlets. These appear to be different because that actually is a larger hole than this one. And then looking here at the decompressor, mine still has pretty good spring tension. Okay, about the same. I am noticing some bluing on here. I don't know if that's due to the hardening process or a coating of some sort, but definitely some slight discoloration. Cam lobes. Let's look at cam lobes. So ends here, these are exactly the same. Cam lobes, one thing I did notice is that right here, see how that profile is a little more concaved. It's not quite the same here. It's a little flatter here. And they did a really good job machining all of this. It all looks pretty good. And one thing I will say though is looking at the lobe size itself, let's get a top view. The lobe size itself, it looks like it's not by, doesn't look like it's by much, but it looks like it could be. Let's grab something real quick. Looks like it could be thicker. Where's my So I am curious. Okay, my caliper batteries are dead. Gonna have to just read this manually. Okay. Okay, now it's about the same. So I was worried that the width was different, and it's the same. I just measured them. Profile-wise, though, they're definitely looks different. Let's see. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, well, it's kind of hard to tell. I don't have the right machinery equipment to precisely provide accurate measurements, but what I can say is the lobe on this side is definitely a lot different than the lobe on this side. You can see that there's more material here on this side compared to the OEM cam. So, all right, well, that's it for the exhaust cam. Intake cam, same thing. I mean, looking at this, we have the exact same bolts up front. The markings all look exactly the same. This one does have a 0 over here, which is interesting. That has 0 too, and this one does not. I don't know what that's supposed to signify, but there's some lines on here for something. Either way, it doesn't really matter because these are the markings you want. So yeah, these are the same. Looking over here, the back end here, slight difference, DC, and there's this portion here that seems to have been trimmed off, which I'm not sure why. I also don't know if this is a significant thing to be concerned about. Everything else looks fine. One thing that I did notice too is that the journal is different. This journal isn't as wide on the DC cams compared to this journal. I don't know if that's to help cut down on rotational weight. I would assume that these were all balanced. And this journal appears to be the same. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure why there's a difference between these two. So we'll have to look and see how they line up. Looking at the other cams, it's the same way. You can see these are longer. Everything else appears to be the same. This journal as well is the same. So for whatever reason, these inner journals, they have them at different lengths. I don't know why. So we'll have to take a look and see. Now it may not matter because if you can look on here, you can see the witness marks, so to speak, where it doesn't actually go all the way into this area anyways. And it could be that they just found that it wasn't necessary, or these are more precisely, machined, so to speak, based on the actual journals themselves. So at the end of the day, if these match the journals on the head, no big deal. And as long as they're, well balanced, and perhaps the whole idea was to create a weight saving. So I guess we can look for that. I do have a little postal scale here that we can throw these on, see if there's any difference at all. Okay. All right. 1 pound, 1.5 ounces. And okay, that is a weight difference by 0.4 ounces. Alright, let's try this other one. 1 pound and a half of an ounce. Okay, that's a bigger weight difference. So, interesting. Alright, well, I guess we'll see what happens once I get all these in. Looking at the back side, I just noticed they have this collar here. This. And, okay, well, this appears to be the same. So, one last thing, let's look over here. Okay, let's get these all lined up. Just do a quick little shot. And, alright, so next step is getting these installed and then get the tune going and see how she runs. So I'll let you guys know once I find out more. That's it for now. Let me know if you have any questions.